Hey there, I'm Coach Anna Reidenbach. Thank you so much for tuning in with me today. And I'm so honored and excited to share with you Yes Magic. This is a practice that I've given to hundreds of clients and students to help them have an impact that matches their potential and be able to really make money with their magic. And the reason it works is because it connects you to what is alive inside of you, what really lights you up inside. And when you create from that place, that is what changes the world, right? Because you are creating what you're really meant to do on this earth. You're tapped into your destiny energy, and you have a lot more capacity and sparkle to be able to actually give that to the world. You have a lot more energy because you're doing the thing that is most in alignment with your soul. Additionally, if you do these practices on a regular basis, they help you tap into your sovereignty and your agency and the power of your voice. And this is so vital at this very challenging time that we are navigating on planet Earth, right? This is a time where humans are doing things that are just incomprehensible to each other, that are just beyond beyond I think what we could even imagine that humans would be doing to each other. And so as we are tapped into that sense of power inside of us, when we are tapped into our yes and our no and our voice, it allows us to come together with sovereignty, right? Crowns on, to actually create a better world together. And that's why I wanted to share this with you today, because it is such a valuable practice. And I do truly believe it will make a difference in your life and in our world. And the way that I'll be sharing this practice with you today, it's coming from a clip from the Ritual Creativity and Art Global Conference with my dear friend and colleague, Maria Isabel Barrero. And I will link her information right below the video if you'd love to know more about her. She is amazing. She does amazing work. So you can find out all about her there. And just in case we're meeting for the first time, as I mentioned before, I am Anna Reidenbach. I'm a creative impact coach, and my great love in this lifetime is helping you create the impact that matches your potential, right? To create that book or that offering or that course, whatever it is that touches hearts, that changes lives, that transforms the world, and helps you make money with your magic so that you are fully resourced as you are giving your gifts to this earth. And in this short clip that I'll be sharing with you, I really wanted to give you something practical that you could use right away. So it is clipped, and you will see little snippets of my life story. And I promise that I will record a different video that has my full life story for your inspiration if that is something that you desire to know more about. But for this video, I really wanted it to be something tangible that you could use right away to navigate a challenging world. So that is why it is shortened in the way that it is. Thank you so much for tuning in. And if you'd love to know more about me, you can go to coachannareidenbach.com. And just a quick note here that my website is in a creative up level if you're watching this at the time that this video is coming out. So just know that in the upcoming months, the offerings will be easier to find. There will be more free trainings available. There will be so much more deliciousness on the website. All right, let's dive into our practice because this is juicy. It will change your life and it will change this world. So let's go.
Hello, everyone. I am very grateful for your presence and energy today. Welcome to Ritual Creativity and Art, Unlocking the Magic in Your Home. I am Maria Isabel Barrero, your host and guide for this event, and I am very happy to introduce Anna Reidenbach. Welcome, Anna. It's such a joy to have you with us today.
Oh, it's such an honor to be here. Thank you so much for having me.
Anna, I'm thrilled to dive into the fascinating topic you have brought for us today. Yes, magic, the inner compass of your power, pleasure, and creative impact. So, Anna, what is yes magic and how does it give us power?
Hmm, Thank you for that question. Yes, magic is this ability to create our brightest destiny, our highest timeline, using the exquisite magic of our body. And it helps us with our power in three really fun ways. The first is it helps us with the power of pleasure and joy. It also helps us with the power of being able to take inspired actions towards our dreams. And it helps us with the power of our big why, knowing really what we're here for on this earth so that we can create it.
Ay, mi amor. This is amazing. This sounds also to me like your inner wisdom and like your intuition and how we can let us be guided by our own selves to the right paths at the right moments.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. And What I like is yes, somehow feels simpler. So we say intuition and we're like, wait, is it intuition or is it fear or like what voice is this or what? And so there's something in just like, is it a yes? That just it's the same thing. It is intuition. It's literally intuition that's guiding us into our destiny, but it's just a way that our little human body can kind of feel it and understand it a little bit and follow it a little bit easier, I find.
Yes. So, Anna, do you have a power practice that you can lead us through?
Yes. Are you open to playing with me here?
Yes.
Okay, okay. So we're gonna play a little. So this is to train our subtle yes. Okay. And when we train our subtle, our everyday yes, first of all, life just is fun, more fun because it's like an adventure. We're just looking for yeses. But it really does help us train our bigger yes, right? Because we're listening in a new way. So what we're going to do is we're going to find something that is an easy yes for us. So I'm going to ask you for this, Maria Isabel, as well, for you to think of this. I'll lead us all through this, and then we'll practice and play together. So we're going to find an easy, uncomplicated yes. Because yes can be a little complicated sometimes, right? We have to say no to some things to say yes to others. So we want something that just is easy. For me, this is a ripe mango after I give a workshop. I always talk a lot when I'm giving classes. And so I always want a ripe mango. That's always a yes. For a client of mine, it was swimming. Other clients, it is like taking a warm bath or shower or like cuddling with a pet. So just something that feels really easy and uncomplicated. Is that so? You can just close your eyes for a moment and just thinking what that easy yes might be.
For me, it's always color,
Mm.
painting or, doing pottery or art. And also, like, for example, a big hug from my daughter, just cuddling her. That's a big yes at any time of the day.
Oh, I love that. I love that. And I love that you have two because I felt different things in my body with both of them. And our yes is going to feel different depending on what it is. So this is fun because you can actually play with two different yeses and see how they feel. So next we're going to notice what the yes feels like in the body. And the goal here isn't what it feels like when we're doing the activity. So I'm not thinking about eating the mango. I'm thinking about the desire for the mango. I'm thinking about how I know I want this thing, how I know I desire it, because we're looking at how we make choices in our lives. And so you can just close your eyes just for a moment. We'll do the first one first. So when you notice color and art and pottery and all of that, and this urge to do it, this desire to do it, what do you notice in your body? And I'll model this for me first so you can feel it for me and then I'll ask you again. So for me when I imagine this juicy delicious ripe mango after I've talked a lot, I noticed that my eyes actually kind of get bigger and brighter. Like I'm like excited to see the color of it. I notice that I'm leaning forward a little bit. I notice that I'm feeling energy between my first and second chakra, like right, like underneath my belly button. Like I'm really feeling a lot of energy there. I can feel this rising energy coming up my spine. I kind of want to like move or like lean forward or go closer to it. Like I just feel this delicious yes in my body. So that's how my easy yes feels. So you can do this with your eyes closed. Don't worry about being silly. Like you can do it with eyes open, eyes closed. If you just really imagine the pottery, the color, the art, how do you know it's a yes for you? What do you feel in your body?
I feel like a lot of joy and playfulness, and I feel that I am pulled towards that, that I want to go, that my hands want to move and connect in that way.
Yeah, beautiful. Right. And we don't notice that sometimes the pull of our body, right? Your hands are moving, you're feeling this forward momentum, and we'll feel that a lot with our yes, right? For a lot of us, that's how we know it's a yes. If we're going towards it, we want to do it. Our body's ready. And so, and you might not have the answer to this one, but I'll just ask when you say like that joy in your body, what does that feel like? Is it energy? Is it lightness? What is that sensation of joy?
Sparkles within. Yeah, the energy moving like a smile.
Yeah.
And yes, like bright energy coming out.
I love it. Yeah, sparkles within. And we're just giving it more language because the more our mind understands, the more the mind and the body talk to each other, the more power we have to move towards the things we desire. And so there's no right or wrong way. We kind of feel silly sometimes when we're saying it, but that's great. Like sparkles within, it feels like brightness. It feels, like energy. It feels expansive. Like people have all kinds of different ways to say it, but the idea is just to give it a little bit more language so that it's really anchored in. So beautiful, beautiful job. I'm going to ask you about the daughter hug in just a moment, but what do you notice from just connecting in with your yes?
Well, it gives me happiness. It's just like a full body uh, sensation, like a truth, kind of like finding a power, a truth of yes, I love that. I want that any time of the day, any day. Well, anytime.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah.
Yeah. I love that, right? It's power, it's truth. And like it's a way to just brighten up our day if we're having kind of like, feeling kind of dull or flat, right? It's a way to give us more energy. Even if we don't do the thing, just bringing that energy in gives us so much yumminess and juiciness. I love that. And I can kind of feel your energy changing. That's beautiful. Okay, so this might be a different yes in your body. So we'll just explore this one as well. So if you close your eyes again, you can do hand on heart if you'd like. If you notice the one with the hug from your daughter, so just imagine you can kind of like see her and she's like, you can tell she's going to come over and give you a hug, and you can just feel that yes in your body. You're about to get the hug, you're about to say yes to the hug. What does that feel like in your body?
That feels warm, that feels like sweet. It feels like our connection, that we are
Mm.
together, that we hold each other, that we love each other. Yeah, it feels just a beautiful energy, like mothering.
Yeah. And your hands are doing something different, right? It's more of an instead of like going towards, right? It's like coming in, it's like cozy, right? Safe, warm. Yeah. So this is such a beautiful example because yes can be both, right? Sometimes we have those big, expansive yeses where we're going out, and sometimes we have these warm, cozy yeses that feel like relaxation, that feel like coming home. And they're both really beautiful to pay attention to. Yeah. So that's the practice is just to find something that's an easy yes. Notice what it feels like in your body, and then begin to bring it into your life in really simple ways, like at the grocery store. If you pick up the apple, is this a yes? How do I know in my body this is a yes? If you're getting dressed, like when I was getting dressed for the interview today, like what am I putting on that like does it feel like a yes when I actually pull it out of my closet when I put it on? If you're painting your wall, like you get inspired by this conference and you're going to redo your home in some way, like when you're going to the paint store or rearranging things, like really, like what's your yes? So that's how we can that's the next part of the practice.
So can you expand a little more and why does this practice matter so much? And how can we practice even more every day of our lives?
Mhm. Yeah, thank you for that. It matters because it brings us joy. I mean, that's just the first one. You just saw both of us like light up when we were talking about our yes. And this world is hard right now. And so it matters because we deserve to be in our pleasure and our sparkles and our joy. So it matters just on that basic level. But the second reason it really matters, right, is it brings us into our potential. The more we listen to our yes, the more we go towards those things. Those are the seeds of our destiny. My mentor, Dr. Claire Zammit, says, your desires are the seeds of your potential. When you feel that yes inside of you and you plant it, that's what's alchemizing, catalyzing the next step of your destiny. So that's why it's so important. And I love the question of how can we use it even more? Because I'll give this to clients all the time. Oh, go use your yes every day. I don't do it every day, right? Like it's so easy to get caught in the nose. It's so easy to get caught in what's happening around us. And so it is something we really want to make intentional and do as a practice. So I have a class where I teach this, so that's a really good way. But another way is doing like putting up a little note to remind you, or having a practice where you write down your yeses at the end of the day. Things like that are really good ways to just give yourself that little nudge, that little cue to remind yourself to do your yes practice.
To me, it also sounds or feels like being present, like being with our bodies, like what is our body telling us at a certain moment and being present.
Mhm. Yeah, 100%. Um,
And also, I wanted to ask you about those different type of yes that we have, the immediate yes, instinctive, and then that bigger yes that is related to a life decision or commitment. You know, it's a big effort. and sometimes it brings challenges. So what wisdom can you share with us about navigating these big, huge yeses in our lives?
Yeah, I love this question. And a couple answers to this. One is when the yes is so strong. So we want to remind ourselves why it's important, right? Our bigger yeses are our big whys. So when I felt that yes to go to Spain, I was in my mid 20s, maybe 26. I didn't make it there for another 4 years. It took me 4 years to actually be able to follow through on that yes. But I knew I wanted it and I reminded myself every day. And that's what allowed me to go back to college, go through that acceptance process, be able to figure out how to make my mind work with studying, all these things that were really, really hard for me. But I knew what I wanted. I knew that it was important to me. And I kept tapping into that. And so when we're tapped into the yes, the things that are challenging tend to not feel as challenging. And so we can do a practice of reminding ourselves of our big why and how the challenges are helping us get there. And that can be really beautiful. And our home can actually support us with this. So if we set up our home in a way that reminds us who we are, who we're becoming, the things that are important to us, whether that's having your altar, whether that's having affirmations on your wall, whether that's having a beautiful vision board. I know you're great at doing those for people, Maria Isabel, right? Like having that vision reflected back to us in ways where we unconsciously see it over and over and over again helps our body remember why it's important so that we can continue to take actions on it.
Beautiful. Thank you for that reflection. And Anna, my last question for you is considering our bodies as a temple and home, how can we consciously use our body to deepen our presence and cultivate more joy and pleasure in our daily lives?
Mm. Yeah, it's so that yes practice is so easy, but it's not, or it's so simple, but it's not easy to remember, right? But But I really do find, I'm just going to say it again because it's so true. Like going to the grocery store, is this apple a yes? As you're walking down the street, like which direction do I want to go? Which flower do I want to smell? When we do that, we're just in this beautiful state of presence with ourselves and with the world around us. It makes life such a delicious adventure. And the challenge we have, right, is that there's so many things coming in from the world that are there to sort of help us forget that our body is a temple. And so it can be creating rituals, which I know you're great at helping people do as well, rituals that remind us to come into our body space so that we can then do our yes practice. Because if we're kind of like busy and we're cranky and whatever, and then I'm like, oh, is this a yes? I'm not going to be able to like be with it in the same way as if maybe I do a ritual of taking some breaths first, if I remind myself this is important, if I put on my favorite music and get in a good space and then get ready to do my yes. So it is this constant practice of remembering that our body is a temple. And I know we both have the Virgo priestess energy in us, right? And so we're both really good at helping people come back to their body as a temple and create these rituals, where magic can exist.
And what I have also learned from you, like to pay attention, um, exquisite attention to what we are doing at a certain moment, like enjoying a cup of tea or enjoying the walk or whatever we are doing to be in our bodies and in our presence and here now, enjoying. So yes.
Yeah. And so that's like we can, when you say yes to your yes, then you want to enjoy it. Yes, right? Like you want to take that moment to have exquisite attention. Notice the cup of tea, notice the bird outside of your window. I'm noticing the beautiful colors in your background, and I'm just kind of allowing myself to be present with them and enjoy them. And that allows us to be in this state where our yes is more accessible to us because we're a little more open. So it's this beautiful cycle. We say yes, we enjoy the thing we said yes to, we notice ourselves enjoying it. We're in a state where then we can say yes to the next thing, enjoy the next thing, and it is this beautiful cycle forward.
Well, Anna, thank you so much for this beautiful theme that you brought to us because I believe that is very needed in these times that we listen to ourselves more and our yeses in life to move forward in many directions.
Yeah. And I just wanted to say this. I just just from knowing you, you are one of the most connected people to your yes that I have ever met. Like, you just have this yes for color. And every time you show up, I just see your power and your magic and your grace and your yes. So I know I teach you things, and you just in your beingness inspire my yes so much. And I think that's something like it's relational. Like the yes is relational. Like my yes inspires your yes inspires mine, and we rise together. And so I just really want to honor that you are always showing up with like colors and lipstick and the cutest outfits and the like you just are such an embodiment of yes magic in our everyday lives. And I'm so grateful that you are here on this earth and making our world more beautiful so that we're all walking around looking at bigger yeses instead of bigger nos. Like let's make a better world that has more color and brightness. So thank you so much for being you in this world.
Thank you so much for your beautiful words. I feel very, very grateful for your presence in my life too, and for being showing me that reflection. Thank you so much. Anna, would you like to share any final thoughts before we wrap up our session?
Hmm. My final thought here is sometimes we can think our yes is selfish, right? Especially with the way the world is right now. The world break every morning I wake up and I feel heartbroken. Like my heart breaks in a new way every morning right now. And we can feel that our yes is selfish and how dare we follow our pleasure and our joy at a time like this. And what I learned in overcoming almost 3 decades of depression is I knew I wanted to make an impact, but I couldn't do it from depression. My impact, the way I am able to change the world now, came because I followed my yes and my pleasure and my joy. And that is actually what opened up my impact. We all have a role to serve in how we're making the world better. Maybe it's raising amazing kids, right? Maybe it's having a beautiful garden so that people walk by and are inspired and can be in that energy of joy so they are better human beings in the world. Maybe it's using your gifts and your magic, as a coach or a healer or an entrepreneur. But whatever that impact is that you are here to make on the world, it comes from your yes. It comes from your desires. And so my last thought here is please follow your yes and your joy, please, so that we can have a brighter, more beautiful, more colorful world and we can all just get along and enjoy each other and allow ourselves to be delicious and yummy and unique and give our unique gifts to this world.
Anna, thank you so much for these beautiful closing words. And I really appreciate all your wonderful insights and your magic. I'm sure many of us will use all of this wisdom to embrace the power of our yes.